It's for kids who either don't thrive in an academic setting or who want to know who they are outside of that academic setting.
I'm someone who needs a lot of hands-on stuff. In a classroom, it's not that I'm not learning anything, but I feel like I'm not learning to my full capacity.
Honestly, it was just exciting getting to see exactly what my limits were and how far I could go.
I've learned to be more mindful of my surroundings and take part in not only just my community, but other communities as well.
I think one of the biggest things that surprises a lot of the students that come on for this credit bearing program is that they realize that they're so much more than a student.
I think it'll help me move forward in my own community and work on myself, and just so that I can take that step forward in making a change.
I've learned a lot about myself and about collaboration, and it's just been a really great overall experience.
Learn Everywhere was passed into law in 2018 by the New Hampshire legislature to allow for existing learning and outside learning beyond the school setting to gain academic credit. This initiative emphasizes the idea that learning happens everywhere in our communities and within the world around us, not just within the four walls of a classroom. At Friends Forever International, we've been facilitating youth leadership development programs since 1986. These have happened globally, they've happened nationally, and now more recently they're happening on a local scale. Our credit-bearing programs are designed to offer a unique opportunity to students from the state of New Hampshire to learn in a way that is outside of a classroom with four walls and learning from experts that have all of this content knowledge. And it allows them to really recognize the rich resources that we have within the state that they live.
The core components of our credit-bearing program include our traditional team building and leadership curriculum. So we have various workshops and experiences where young people are learning to step into the leadership roles through public speaking, through team building activities, and anything else that just gets them out of their comfort zone.
The opportunity for kids to learn in a setting that's not a traditional classroom setting is a bonus. And I think our programs are universally fun for people, so I think they're automatically more accessible.
We have unique course offerings that have been shaped by input and what students and families and schools really want to see from us. These sorts of courses might not be offered where they are, and it really allows them to deepen the knowledge in something that they're really passionate about. That has a really wide range.
All of our learning experiences have very hands-on features where we are bringing young people into the field and meeting with professionals within those subject areas. When we go through a sailing program, we're not just learning about tall ships, and we're actively bringing them onto a sailboat.
We went to tons of different locations and talked with professionals and got a little insight into what their job looks like.
I've had a wonderful experience working with the teens that have come through here. You see their faces light up. You see so many of them say, "That's the first time I feel like I've ever breathed, the first time I've ever felt like in my body."
When people are able to make these really deep connections with some of the animals, it helps kind of break down some of these walls and really helps with a sense of vulnerability.
There's something to be said about programs that are outside of a school, because more often than not, the kids want to participate. They are actively choosing these paths.
This year, we've expanded our offerings with two programs that involved trips outside of New England. The first was called the Road Trip of Resilience. This involved exploring topics in children's literature, human rights, stories of resilience, and music and activism. Participants journeyed from their home state in New Hampshire to New Orleans, engaging in stops along the way.
It's definitely not normal to just get credits from going on a road trip, but it was also more impactful because you learn so much in that 10-day span.
Previous to the road trip program, I had never been outside of New England. Boston was the only large city I had known. So being able to see cities like Birmingham and Atlanta and New Orleans, it was a breath of fresh air to witness what culture was like on a larger level.
Students also were offered the opportunity to spend a week at our hub in Annalong, Northern Ireland as part of a cultural exchange program that included learning about the impact of public art on society, dialogue through cinema, and individual goal setting. We understand that each person is different and every group we have is different, and that's why we still have that constant reshaping of the mold for every program that we have and the ability to meet each unique individual where they are. So for all of our programs, including the credit-bearing programs, we develop individualized leadership plans, which help set goals and objectives for that individual person.
Without them, the workshops and everything would help plenty, but having more specific individualized things that I can focus on guided me through both weeks.
Our groups are not larger than 10 and they're supported by multiple alumni and staff, so it means that in that really small group, everyone gets the individualized attention that they need, everyone gets the ability to bring their ideas to the forefront.
You must make your own.
With these smaller cohorts, you kind of have nowhere to go and you have to confront any challenges head on.
Our application process is rigorous and it involves a lot of self-reflection and short essay questions. At no point in time does it ask about anyone's income, it doesn't ask about anyone's grades. We really want to know that someone who applies for a credit-bearing program with us is interested in becoming the best version of themselves, but also interested in benefiting their community in some sort of way. We want someone that's up for a challenge because this program will be challenging. For all of our credit-bearing programs, just like all of our other immersion programs, the people that are accepted live together in their home. They take care of their house, the cooking, the cleaning, and they really have to rely on each other to figure out how they're going to do all of that.
Going in with people you don't know, I think, is a really big part of it, and I think that's where a lot of the growth comes in, is people getting to know new people.
FFI is now the largest out-of-school, in-person provider of high school credits in the nation, providing students in New Hampshire with a unique and unprecedented opportunity to develop a lifelong love of learning that combines the rigors of traditional schooling with the flexibility of alternative educational pathways.
I know students who have been struggling with their credits and wanting to find a better opportunity of not only doing an online course. I feel like this program is a good way for them to be outside, meeting others, but also having that educational part. It builds that responsibility in you.
By connecting students, families, and communities across all backgrounds, FFI ensures that education doesn't stop at the classroom door. It extends into every part of our state, creating lasting, meaningful connections.
You know, we're all about developing pathways at Spalding. That's our big mission right now, and Friends Forever has offered so many pathways that we wouldn't be able to offer within the confines of our school building.
I wish that we had found Friends Forever earlier. My daughter, it was so beneficial to her in so many ways.
When she got the chance to go to Ireland was amazing. I didn't think she was ever going to have that experience, us not really having that much money.
These programs are actually free, and there's so much opportunity and so much benefit. In some ways, it sounds a little too good to be true.
This is going to change education for a lot of students, and I'm excited because I've got this brand new attitude and perspective that I'm excited to face the world with.